Hello and welcome back to another smashing episode of Nosensefornonsense. Today we're going to talk about Interstellar. Because someone epically awesome requested me to review this movie, I shall review Interstellar. Before I start this video, I must let you know that this contains spoilers of Interstellar, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you go and watch it now. This flick is the story about Cooper, a man who lives on Earth, a planet that is dying, which over a period of time will not be able to sustain human life because of extreme climate changes, which has begun to cause famine and drought. Due to this, mankind faces extinction, but the humans have found a wormhole, a rift in the space-time continuum, which could lead to another galaxy. A galaxy that may have a planet that could sustain life. Cooper is an ex-astronaut, pilot, engineer who's recruited by NASA to lead a team of scientists on the spacecraft called Endurance to travel into the unknown to find these planets. And they must push themselves beyond human imagination in space, hence Interstellar. And from there, our movie begins. Our epic journey begins. This movie has everything, absolutely everything. Adventure, story, character development, stunning graphics, and a grade A cast of actors. I mentioned that the graphics are stunning in this flick. The wormhole and the way that space is displayed makes us, the human race, seem so insignificant. Plus the landscape that our astronauts find themselves in on these foreign planets is just breathtaking. Visuals that simply blow you away. One world where you have beautiful rocky surfaces gravitating above you. Or another world where massive tsunamis go around the planet every 10 minutes. There is a scene in this water world where Coop has to pilot the spacecraft through the waves of the tsunami. And he does it so professionally and calm, like this.
Activate gyro boosters.
Activate.
Increase power.
Increase power.
Because if that was me, I would be like this.
We're gonna fucking die! What are we going to do?
Who is Coop? He is a single father who has to raise 2 children in a world, a planet that is dying. That just messes with you to the fact that you know that your children are living in a world that is doomed, and there is nothing that you can do about it. How can you contend with the forces of nature? And then Coop is approached by NASA to go on this death-defying mission where he might never see his children again. Adding to this, when he is through the space-time continuum on these foreign planets, 1 hour for Cooper is like 7 years for the people like us on Earth, meaning that all of his loved ones are either getting old or they died. How fucked up is that? That is unbelievably emotional, because when Coop has to leave Earth, his daughter Merv begs him not to leave. She is Daddy's little girl, and we feel her sorrow when she has to see her daddy leave. We as an audience wouldn't want to see him leave either, but if he didn't, then we would not have a movie. Murphy is unbelievably intelligent, and she picks up after her father and also joins NASA. And as I said before, this movie is fairly emotional. For example, Coop, before departing on his mission, made a promise to his daughter that he would return by the time she reaches his age when he left. He fails this because of the increased time that Coop suffers during his interstellar voyage. Over the years, Murphy refused to send her father video messages sending her support because she felt betrayed, because she was angry with him. But when she reaches the age on which Coop promised to return, she does send a message. A message not of love or comfort, but a message of disappointment and sadness. To the fact that Daddy did not keep his promise to his little girl. Can you imagine? Here we have a man, Coop, a person who was sent on a grueling mission to save the human race, and then he gets the most emotional, demotivating message ever from someone who he loves so much. How can you even fathom that? How would you feel? Could you keep on fighting for that moment to save mankind? But don't worry, in the end, he does reunite with his old daughter for a moment, which is touching. That scene, a lot of people had problems with it, but it kind of makes you happy because he did get the chance to see his daughter one last time. We mustn't also forget that Coop also had a son named Tom. Coop loves his son, and they display that well in the movie, but also they display another fact that who cares about that character? If he was scratched from the story, I don't think anyone would have cared. There were many things I thought were cool, but there were other things that I said to myself, that's either obvious or a bit ridiculous. At the beginning, Murph has a ghost in her room who is sending her a message via code. A code telling her father to stay. At the end of the movie, you find out that the ghost was actually Coop sending messages to his daughter when he was stuck in the space-time continuum where he discovers the solution to bend time. I liked how those two scenes intertwined when something at the beginning of the movie comes back at the end of the flick. Yet we all knew, well, most of us knew, that Coop was actually the ghost to begin with. There is another epic moment where Coop has to dock with the spinning space station where you say to yourself, that is utterly impossible. But the film distracts you from that and makes it seem awesome, and at the same time makes you forget what is possible and what is impossible. R2-D2 is cool, but if I had to travel into space, into the space continuum of time, I would want to take this movie's robot with me, and that is TARS. TARS is this intelligent multifunctional robot who acts like a human being, which is something that you can connect to. He is fun to see in every scene. Yet even in the movie they say that no, they are robots, and us humans have priority of life over them. But as a spectator of this flick, you don't see it that way. You see TARS as a human. You can relate to him. The acting was good, everyone played their role well, and the chemistry was flawless. This film showed me new worlds that I couldn't even imagine. And the story captivates you until the very end. I did spot a few flaws, but I always go with my gut, and since I had goosebumps until the end of this movie, so in the end I will say that Interstellar is heavy metal.
Just as I suspected.
Heavy metal.
So listeners, did you like Interstellar? Yes, no, and why? Which is the best Christopher Nolan movie ever made, and which is, for you, the best science fiction movie ever made? Leave a comment down below and spread the nonsense. So listeners, thank you for listening. So till next time! You know the score.